Welcome to this episode of our program Daily Debate. As usual, we will be discussing an important and contentious debate. Today we'll be speaking or shedding light on Egypt's regional leading position. Egypt has a great geopolitical position, and that has given it the helm and the importance of carrying on an important regional and international role. Egypt is located in the Middle East, in Africa, and just in the front of Europe. It is in the core of the whole world, and this has put a burden on its shoulder, maintaining the security and stability of the region, or of these regions altogether. Hence, Egypt has been working so hard and exerting its utmost effort in order to be able to maintain the security and stability of Africa, putting some of the initiatives and trying to exert its effort to end the conflicts. One of that was the Libyan crisis. Today we'll be shedding light on the Egyptian regional and continental role and the Egyptian efforts in order to maintain the stability and security of the Middle East in Africa. We'll be speaking about this later on in our show. Before we delve into our discussion, let me first take the top story of the day. And the Egyptian Ministry of Antiquities and Tourism announced that a parade to transport royal mummies from the Egyptian Museum in Cairo's Tahrir Square to the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization in Old Cairo's Fustat will take place on April the 3rd. Tourism and Antiquities Ministry said in a statement that the parade comprises 22 mummies, 19 of kings and 4 of queens, accompanied by 17 royal coffins. The royal mummies being transferred are King Ramses II, Ramses III, Ramses IV, Ramses V, Ramses VI, Ramses VII, Thutmose II, Thutmose I and the III, and the fourth, Sekhnen-Ra, Hatshepsut, Amenhotep I, Amenhotep II, Amenhotep III, Ahmose, Nefertari, Meret Amun, Siptah, Menemtah, Quinti, Seti I, and Seti II. The event is scheduled to start with the opening of the Egyptian Museum's door for the mummies' exit in the presence of the international ambassadors and media. The mummies will move from the Egyptian Museum on the 22nd Old Egyptian style cars with musical instruments playing and horses. Right, welcome back, and to shed light on this very extraordinary event that will be taking place on April the 3rd, we have with us over the phone Mr. Walid Batouty, Counselor to the Ministry of Tourism. Good evening to you.
Good evening.
And this is a very long-awaited parade that we are awaiting for. It is an extraordinary event that will be taking place on April the 3rd. Let me know more of this parade and this event.
Well, first, when you were talking about what His Excellency Dr. Khalid Al-Anani, Minister of Tourism and Antiquity, announced, and the names, these are stars.
Yes.
By all means.
Every king and queen is very well acquainted in the Egyptian history, definitely.
Not just in the Egyptian history, in the world history, these are stars, top stars, and they have fans. around the world. I mean, Queen Hatshepsut, for instance, there is lots of people out there around the world that are very much interested in Queen Hatshepsut and her history and everything. So to see her mummy moving from one place to the other and going down the streets of Cairo, that is world news, and it's a big one. Ramesses II, his father, Seti I, we're talking to Moses III, Seknan Ra. I mean, the names are just, as you were saying the names, please repeat them again after I get off of the air. It is just so wonderful to hear all these kings and queens of Egypt. They are celebrity, they are world celebrity. And it's gonna, move Egypt to #1 in the world news, headline news all over the world, to see this event happening. God bless everyone who have put a hand in this and helped in this event to come out to the light. And by the way, moving from the Cairo Egyptian Museum down the streets of Cairo, going by Tahrir Square, where there will be inauguration of the obelisk and the 4 sphinxes as well, and the lighting and all of this, and then going all the way till you get to the Civilization Museum, the new Civilization Museum, and the new roads and everything. This is introducing Egypt in an absolute new way, a new look, and with a great facelift, bearing in mind what's very, very important, and I know that this is probably going in your mind, which is when we're doing this around the world, people not even getting a chance to go out, to buy their grocery, to go to the supermarket. They're only permitted to have a permission to go to a pharmacy or any of these things. While in Egypt we're celebrating such an event, of course, world media is coming to monitor and to air this. No one will try to show something else. Egypt has been going with positive steps all the time, but recently very strong positive steps, especially the negative media abroad on us. I cannot say that it stopped, but it slowed down a little bit in a portion that it was coming to us from a different section of the world. Now this will also slow down, and everybody will be airing some positive, as we always say, vibes. I know that you want to say positive news, and I would love to say positive news, but we are airing and sending positive vibes and energy to the whole world, saying, we're alive, we're getting back, we're moving. Our kings are moving freely from the Cairo Egyptian Museum to the Civilization Museum, and Egypt will take all the necessary measurements for the precaution and protection from COVID-19. I'm sure everybody in this country will be monitoring and watching around the world. I'm just so excited that this event finally will see the light.
Mr. Batouty, just hearing what you're saying gives the vibrant vibes and give all the optimism. So I guess people would be very much willing to see and watch such a big event. But let me take from you, of course, the leadership and all the state is giving a certain importance to such an event. But people would also want to know, how did Egypt prepare for such a big event? We are aware that we are in the coronavirus, this pandemic, this global pandemic, and people would be amazed to see the amount of efforts that were made in order to prepare for such an event. Please illustrate.
I hope sometime they would show us the makeover, like in the movies. I hope they can show us the makeover as well.
A trailer?
Of course, yes. But later on, after, because the mysterious of how this is going to come out and all of this, people are anticipating, people are saying it's going to happen this way. We really don't know what is going to the show look like. But let me also tell you another thing which is very important related to what you just said. You know, when you see a duck on the lake, you can see the duck is going very smooth over the water, yes? But if you duck your head down, if you tuck your head down in the water, dive down, you will see an unbelievable movement happening with the duck's legs. She's moving very fast to maneuver and go here and there. So there has been a work that has been done 24/7. God bless, as I said, God bless everyone that worked in this event, you know, and from what we have seen, and some people released some pictures, and, you know, with a little bit of an anticipation, they were saying this and that. We're expecting really something very nice to come and to impress the world. And as you said, it is very important always to keep in our mind that this is happening during COVID-19. The whole world is in a lockdown, but in Egypt, people are, thank God, they're wearing masks, they're moving, you know, lots of things is happening. So stay tuned. I want to urge everyone on the 3rd of April to stay next to the television, because this is once in a lifetime event.
Exactly.
And everybody should watch this live and see it. And then over and over we'll see it and you know, recorded. But witnessing this happening live, as I said, with all the stars, is something very impressive.
Very much indeed. We'll be awaiting for such breathtaking, extraordinary, a lifetime, as you said, respectively, here event, and we will be staying tuned all together, even us, for such a huge event. Let me thank you, Mr. Walid al-Batouty, Counselor to the Minister of Tourism, for your input again, and returning back to our episode before we start discussing our topic. Let's take this break. Welcome back. Let me here just answer Mr. Batouty for his request to repeat the names of the mummies that will be transferred. So let me hear again, before I start with, or before we go into this report, let me hear again, repeat the names of such stars as Mr. Batouty spoke about. And as we said, the parade comprises 22 mummies, 19 of kings and 4 of queens, accompanied by 17 royal coffins. The royal mummies being transferred are King Ramses II, Ramses III, Ramses IV, Ramses V, Ramses VI, Ramses VII, Thutmose II, Thutmose I, Thutmose III, Thutmose IV, Sekhnen-Ra, Hatshepsut, Amenhotep I, Amenhotep II, Amenhotep III, Ahmose, Nefertari, Meret Amun, Siptah, Meremtah, Queen T, Seti I, and Seti II. And we're so eager to see such an extraordinary, splendid show at then. Returning back to our topic and reading more into Egypt's effort to resolving the Libyan crisis, President Sisi and Boris Johnson, the UK Foreign Minister, discussed development in the region in a phone call. Let's watch this report and we'll come back for more discussion.